Welcome to the latest edition of the Maps for Kids Showcase. We are so glad you joined us as we take a look at the improvements of our city schools thanks to the Maps for Kids initiative. I am your host, Tierney Tennant. The Oklahoma State Department of Education has released the latest letter grades for every school in the state of Oklahoma. We want to congratulate all the Oklahoma City Public Schools that improved a letter grade this year and commend our entire staff for their hard work. To see your child's school's scores, visit www.okcps.org and click on the A through F report card icon. On today's show, we're talking about the athletic programs offered in the district and the exciting changes underway. Joining us now is Oklahoma City Public Schools District Athletic Director Keith Seiner. First time on the show?
First time on the show.
Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
And you came to us from Deer Creek. So why did you want to make the change from Deer Creek to come and join the Oklahoma City team?
Well, I grew up in Oklahoma City, went to Oklahoma City schools. My first teaching and coaching job was in Oklahoma City. So I've always had a passion for Oklahoma City and Oklahoma City Public Schools.
What high school did you graduate from?
I went to Capitol Hill High School.
Capitol Hill High School, for all those alumni out there.
Go Redskins.
Yeah. Give us an overview of the athletics offered across the district and how many kids are we talking about that participate in sports?
Currently we have right around 3,500 athletes across the district in grades 7 through 12. And we offer basketball, football, soccer, track, tennis, golf. Soccer.
Yeah.
So cross country, swimming. So we offer a wide variety of sports for our kids to participate in.
And there have been some coaching changes across the district. We've been able to recruit some famous folks into the district. Is that right?
Yeah, we've had some really high-profile names that have been interested in coaching our kids, and we're excited about that. Our ultimate goal is to hire the best people for the job. It's going to make the biggest impact and the biggest improvements on our kids and in our programs. And
you're really passionate about the important role that coaches play in the lives of a child. Teachers get a lot of accolades for how important they are, but you firmly believe that coaches have just as much impact, even greater impact.
We think that they have a huge impact. It's been said that coaches will impact more kids in a year than an average person will in a lifetime.
Wow.
And we take that seriously. And we want to do everything in our power to prepare our coaches for that and help them understand, help them understand that what they do is vital to the school, to the kids, and to the community.
And part of you making sure those coaches know how important they are, you bring in some big names to come and really motivate the coaches across the school district, folks from OU and some really big names. So tell us about that partnership and how you're able to recruit those folks to come in and really motivate our staff.
We think it's important. Our coaches, work long hours and they teach. There's a lot of requirements there. They spend a lot of time with their kids on the field, off the field. And so we just wanted to set 3 dates aside a year to bring some people in to encourage them, to help them see the importance of what they do, and to just have a time to fellowship with other coaches and to refresh and to rejuvenate. And the people that we ask to come do it all have a specific message to the coaches and of encouragement. And so we just think that's important to refresh and to hear a message that's encouraging.
And I know Lon Kruger was one of them that came to speak.
We've had Lon Kruger, we've had Sherry Cole, we've had a doctor out of Florida that came into our year last year. And we have some big people who are interested in what we're doing in Oklahoma City and believe in what we're doing.
Well, I know this time of year the focus is on football as we move into basketball. But I'm also interested in the fall sports for females. So how are lady athletes faring? I hear class and SAS, their basketball team for the ladies, could be really, really good this year.
Yeah, our class and girls are picked to be top contender in the state.
That's amazing. That's great.
That's really good. It's probably a first for Classen. They're actually a really young team. So they've had a lot of success this summer. And even late last year, they were showing a lot of teams what they have, because they were young. They were freshmen last year. Now they are freshmen and sophomores. So they've made a lot of improvement there. But we have a lot of good and up-and-coming teams across the district. We've got some encouraging teams out in Spencer and at Northwest Classen. So we're making a lot of improvements there.
And you've got some good coaches teaching and coaching those girl teams as well.
Absolutely. We have Star Spencer is coached by a former player.
Which I think is just great.
Yeah, Tiambra Derrick. She does a great job there with the kids. Klassen is actually coached by a former boys coach, Malcolm Roberts, and he's doing a really good job. And Northwest Klassen is coached by a former college athlete, basketball player. So she's doing a good job over there too.
And I know you've done some work with the OSSAA, making some changes. I want you to talk a little bit about those changes and how it affects the football programs at U.S. Grant and Capitol Hill.
What we have asked for from the OSSAA is that every year football, or every 2 years actually, football is placed into districts based upon the size of the student population. And Grant and Capitol Hill have been through many, 40 plus years of losing. So we asked the OSSAA for independence for those two programs, where we would get to create, instead of them placing us in a district, we would get to create our own schedule of competition, so that those programs have a chance to rebuild and get a chance to taste some success. Although success, wins and losses, is not the end goal, but just the pride, the safety of our kids,
Absolutely.
are our main priorities there. And we felt like that they needed a timeout, and so we asked for independence for 4 years. And our plan is after 4 years that we'll go back into a district and be really competitive.
And I think that's fair. I think people have noticed. You'll see the scores for those two schools. It's like 0 to 73, 0 to 65. So this timeout will be really good for those players who have held their head high this last couple of years, walked off that field with that tough loss. So I think everybody really appreciates this timeout.
Yeah, it's hard to compete when you're looking across the field and you have 17 guys on your sideline and there's 100 on the other side. I mean, it's not safe for those kids, and it's just not a good situation. So we felt like in order for us to have a chance, we needed to ask for that independency from the OSSAA.
Well, great decision, great for kids. And we're just getting started here on the Maps for Kids Showcase. When we come back, Mr. Siner is sticking around to chat about the facelift at the athletic fields and the stadiums. It's going to be amazing, so you want to stick around for that. But first, the first 6 weeks of school are long gone, and students with perfect attendance during that time had a chance to win a brand new bike, courtesy of Schlegel Bikes, or a set of Thunder headphones. Here's a look at some of the winners. Each quarter, students with perfect attendance will have a chance to win the gifts, and they are part of the district-wide attendance campaign. We want parents to remember we can't teach your student if they're not in class. We want them in school the first day and every day. So congratulations to those winners, and we'll be right back.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You'll have more energy to do the things you like to do.
And that's a slam dunk.
Whether you like to shoot hoops,
Kick the soccer ball around.
or ride your bike
moving every day puts you on the offense.
towards a stronger you.
So be a player.
Move it your way and be a player.
Get up, play, and move it your way.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov.
Welcome back to the Maps for Kids Showcase. We want to say a special thank you to Red Coyote Running. The retail store donated new shoes to Cesar Chavez Elementary School students who are participating in a running club, so we thank you so very much. Also, Cleats for Kids. They helped support the Southeast High School wrestling team with new cleats. The students were extremely excited to receive the gifts, and of course, the coaches were also appreciative. And Keith, Southeast is not the only school that received this gift from Cleats for Kids, so tell us about this program.
Well, Stacy McDaniel is the creator of Cleats for Kids, and we have a partnership with Through Fields and Futures, and she is just been a wonderful asset to our coaches. Anytime a kid has a need, our coach has a need, they can call Stacy, and she will get them whatever they need. She has a huge warehouse, people who have donated things. It's not only cleats, it's equipment. It could be just helmets, shoulder pads. It's been a great asset, and our coaches have just loved having that partnership, because there's a lot of times where they need something really quick, and they can go over there and get that. So it's been really good for us.
Well, we thank Cleats for Kids for
Absolutely.
their work. And you mentioned Fields for Futures, and if folks at home have not heard about Fields and Futures, this is something that you really need to know about, because it's a great partnership. So tell me about how this partnership began.
Well, a little over a year ago, I was leading a tour from the Wes Welker Foundation, who is another great partner of ours, and actually started through them. But we were going through some of our programs, or through some of our sites, with a group of individuals, showing them kind of the concerns that I had, and showing them the direction that I wanted to go in the district, kind of laying out my plan for the district and district athletics. And on that tour was a man by the name of Tim McLaughlin. And I always joke about this, but I was asked by the current director of the Wes Welker Foundation for my number, because this Tim wanted to contact me, and I gladly gave my number, but thinking that
Nothing would come of it.
Nothing would ever come of it. But I will tell you this: out of a conversation, he called me within 24 hours.
Wow.
And out of that conversation, he really felt like that we had a great mission, and he wanted to be a part of it. And so Fields and Futures was birthed out of that tour and out of that conversation, and it has been amazing.
So what are the plans for the athletic fields through Fields and Futures?
Well, we have a total of 44 fields in Oklahoma City, and our plan was, and still is that every field in Oklahoma City will have irrigation, will have fencing, backstops, seating, those types of things, and just really something that the kids can be proud of. And whenever they go and travel outside of the district, they'll see the same fields there as they see at home. And so we want our communities to be excited about their fields, and a place for Little League programs to get started, because we know all that stuff helps us. And
Feeds right on into
our middle and high school. And so we want parents and the community members to get excited and to get programs started. So that was the field aspect of it. But on the other side of that, we have a coaches mentoring portion of that, which is huge, and a coaches development, where we pay for clinics for our coaches every year. That we bring in clinicians to come in and speak to our coaches and show them practice techniques, plays, and all those different types of things, and offer them resources and show them how to use some of the resources that they have. And then we also have a kid mentoring side of that, which is huge, and what's really gets me excited about the whole Fields and Futures program.
I know that the fields were in desperate need of an upgrade, but can you talk a little bit about the condition that the fields are in now that have not been upgraded, and the change that you've seen at the fields, such as I think Jefferson was one of the first ones?
Well, the fields prior to on the tour, they were asking me on the tour. They said, "Well, where do the kids play?" And I said, "Well, you're standing on it."
Right.
And they looked down and they saw, glass and other debris in the field, and it was really a practice field, and that's really all it was, and it wasn't much of that. But now, if you go and look at that field, you see, it actually looks like a field. It has fencing, it has dugouts, it has bases, it has an infield, it has grass in the outfield, it has irrigation, all those great things. The other fields that we haven't got to yet are, of course, a target for us, and it's going to take us. Our plan is to be able to, within about 3 years, to hit all those fields and get all the 44 fields in Oklahoma City up to playing condition. And so we asked, there's a lot of people who ask the question, why, what order do you have to go in? You have to start somewhere. And so instead of being paralyzed by not knowing where to go, we just said, here's where we're going to start, and we're just going to go.
And move on down the line.
We're just going to move on down the line, and our commitment is that everybody will have a field.
How much will this project cost?
Right now, we have it. We think it's going to cost a little over $3.5 million to do all that.
And it will be done.
It will be done. Right. It will be done. We've had some great commitment from the community. some people there that are really excited about what we're doing, and it's huge. It is really huge.
Another huge thing, we're going to switch gears a little bit, upgrades to the stadiums.
Yeah.
I mean, Taft is, historic, but it's going to undergo some changes. It needs some changes.
Yeah.
So talk about the upgrades to the stadiums.
Well, Taft and Spiegel Stadium, can't forget my old alma mater stadium. Those both were WPA projects and have, just through the years, been neglected and for whatever reason. And they were really just beyond repair. And so luckily the voters passed a bond to repair, or to rebuild those stadiums. And the whole intent is to kind of keep the historical aspect of the stadium, the significance. Taft, when you think of Taft, you think of
the big brick wall.
Yes, the big brick wall, the big stone wall.
Yes.
You hear people talk about the stock car races and all those things that used to take place there. And you hear about Spiegel Stadium, you think about all the great games that took place there, historic games. So they both are very, very historic, and we're in great need of repair. And now when you go by them today, you'll see a lot of dirt. And
a lot of work taking place.
A lot of work taking place, a lot of demolition taking place. And so we're excited about it. And Taft is a little bit, it's going to take a little bit longer because there's a little bit more work to do there with supporting that wall. So it's going to take a little bit longer. Spiegel should be done probably before Taft will. But they both are going to look unbelievable when they're done.
So it's a balance between keeping the historic feel and also some modern upgrades. But just so the people know, at Taft, you will still have your stone wall.
Yes, they will still have the stone wall, but it will be something that the community and the kids and everybody will be, alumni, will be extremely proud of.
And it'll be in time for the professional soccer team that's moving to Oklahoma City,
At
right?
Taft, that is correct.
Yes.
We're excited about that.
You're busy, Keith.
Yeah. Well, but that's a great partnership for us. I mean, we are excited about that. Tim is actually the owner of the NASL soccer franchise, and we are working hand in hand on some renovations, and they're actually putting money into the Taft Stadium project to enhance it. To make it a little bit more user-friendly for our National Soccer League. But it's going to be amazing, and that is a great partnership for us. They're giving us, they're donating $2 off of every ticket sold to Fields and Futures.
Great.
So it is unbelievable. It's a great partnership, and it is going to be a great thing for our city.
Well, I appreciate you coming by, just putting the time out to come and speak to us, because you have a whole lot going on, as you've just told everyone here.
Yeah, we stay busy, but we just appreciate the community and the people who have gotten involved with Fields and Futures, and to really make it a great place for our kids.
Well, thank you for being able to be that connected to the community and bringing these interested folks who want to help out the school district and our student athletes. So
I appreciate it.
thank you for that. And thank you for watching the show. This will air monthly right here on City Channel 20, taking viewers inside our city schools for a look at the improvements made thanks to the Maps for Kids project. For more information on Maps for Kids, visit okc.gov. And to learn more about Oklahoma City Public Schools, visit okcps.org. We leave you with scenes from the Spencer Elementary School grand opening held this month. It was a true transformation for the school, with updated classrooms, a reconfiguration of the building, and some security upgrades. We will feature Spencer Elementary School on an upcoming show. I thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Tierney Tennant, and we'll see you next time.